Hi, lovely people. So I know it can stress some people out um, when I'm out and you have sub and you don't know what's going to go on, what's going to happen. But hopefully that's not today because I've prepared this amazing lesson for you. So if you go to bit.ly/we have a sub, then you get what to do. And since this day is October 16th, I'm at a workshop. That means that I have my computer. You can email me, you can message me on Remind, or you can message me on Canvas, and then I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Remind is probably the fastest because I have it set to go to my phone, but I do get emails and Canvas messages, and I'll see like notifications of both of those on my computer. So if I'm on the computer at the moment, not like doing something else at the workshop, then I'll see it. So let's talk about what you're doing today. Physical science, first block. You guys are gonna go look at some preview of notes for next class. There is an equation that you're gonna look at that's on page 70, and this seems kind of backwards because the equation on page 70 is like the one that is actually written on your reference tables, but then the example problem is on page 69, just the page before it. So I want you to copy both of those, the equation and the example problem, into your notes. Then you have two worksheets to do. They're both review from things we've looked at before. And the first one is even an introductory worksheet, so you don't need any prior information to start working with that, the Force Worksheet 1. And you can use a book. We're in chapter 3, so go ahead if you really need it, but we should be fine. Then there is the Force Diagrams and Net Force Worksheet. That one might be a little trickier. You might need the notes from last class, so you can find those from a team member, or like I can actually post them here in a minute, because that would have been a better idea. And you can check out your notes from last time if you need help with that. Then next class, we're going to take a quiz on force diagrams. You should know this by now. And we are going to look at our motion projects. So you're going to end up sharing your project with another group. So if your motion project isn't done, then you're going to have a really hard time next class. It's going to be bad. So get it done ASAP. But you can't use laptops today because I have the key. Sorry, not really, but it'll be okay. Okay, so physical science, you guys are done. You can stop listening and get to work. Physics, second block. So you guys have two worksheets to do. The first one is review. This is about position time and velocity time graphs. We looked at graphs with the Ladybug lab and the Tumblebuggy lab, the car lab, but we only looked at position time graphs. So you may need a little bit of help in chapters 2 and 3 with that, but only on the velocity time graphs. But velocity is just graphed on the vertical axis. So that's the only difference. See if you can figure it out. You might have a little bit of trouble on the back there. Then you have this worksheet. This, it's actually Pogel Motion Introduction, I think is the actual title. But this is new information, some of it. You should start out feeling like it's pretty easy, and then you might think, oh, this is getting a little hard. That's okay. It's supposed to be new. It's supposed to build on what you already know and then get you up to the level where you're gonna be amazing. It's fine. So you can also use the physics book in chapters 2 and 3 if you get really stuck. Then next class we'll have a lab quiz on that motion graphing labs, like the Tumblebuggy car lab especially. And then we will have some notes on motion equations. We'll also go over graphing just a little bit to make sure you really got those velocity time graphs, and we'll do some practice problems. So be prepared for a lab quiz on the Tumblebuggy, the red and blue car lab next time. All right, so you guys are good. Go get to work. Then AP Physics. So I did not mean to be out like 2 days before your test. I meant to do lab today, and this was like, hurricane messed everything up. So what you're gonna do is practice this two-dimensional motion practice worksheet. It's broken into levels, so you should be able to do all of the level 1 problems. But then after that, it might get a little bit harder. It will get a little bit harder, but there are solutions here. There are all the answers if you click this link, and then below it are actual, you get to see my work where I've worked out the solutions beforehand. So next class, we'll finish the lab and you'll work on problem set 2. So problem set 2 is due on Thursday by 9 p.m. If we're having crazy issues, then we can think about pushing it back to Friday, but I really want you to have the weekend to go over those solutions when they get posted. And then your test is going to be next Monday. Then if you haven't taken that retest on Canvas for the first 1D motion, I would probably do that before you take this test, right? That you got to know some 1D motion to get some 2D motion. So that'll be next Monday. Then your lab is going to be due by class, so by the start of class on the 24th, because we're going to do some things where we end up looking at that with different groups and kind of giving some peer feedback. Okay, so now you can get to work with your kinematics practice. Work together. Ask me if you need anything. Again, I'm on Remind. You can email me. You can message me on Canvas. Whichever. That's fine. Good luck. Let me know if you have questions. Let me know if you have problems. I'll be in my room during all 3 lunches on Wednesday and Thursday and Friday. So just, come get help. I'm here to help you. Well, I'm not here today, but sorry, but I'm trying to help you. All right, bye. See you guys soon.